Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Warning: the following broadcast you're about to watch might be some of the greatest racing you've ever seen. Viewer discretion is advised.
There's only one thing in this world that's better than racing, and that's racing for cash. What you're about to watch tonight is void of any commitment. You're not watching seeds be sown or rivalries being born. You're simply watching drivers who want to put some cash in their pocket, nothing more and nothing less. The chaos will be at an all-time high, no doubt, so if you had no plans tonight, congratulations. You just found them. This is the Win Cash Wednesday series, brought to you by the OuTPost League, in tow with the OuTPost Racing Network, and I believe Wednesdays just got a lot more important.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the OuTPost Racing League on behalf of the OuTPost Racing Network. My name is Mac Nelson. I'll be pushing all the buttons and making all the calls here tonight as these drivers are set to do no BS. We're just racing. No need to worry about a point system. No need to worry about championship structure. These are all just one-off races. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just putting some money in pockets, man. That's all that needs to be said. And with that being said, we got to give you guys the rundown. Going to be a 12-week season here. Going to be really, really cool to see. As you can see, round number 1, we are here at Limaland Motorsports Park. What a fantastic track that this is. I cannot wait to see what is gonna happen. Round number 2, next week, we're gonna head to Oswego Speedway. That's going to be really, really fun. I've got that one circled. Cannot wait to see it. Round number 3, Lanier National Speedway, and then we head to round number 4, which is Eldora Speedway. Going to be really, really fun. Before we wrap up the first half of the season here with Lucas Oil Speedway coming in round number 5. But for tonight, like I said, we are at Limaland Motorsports Park, opened in 1935, located in Lima, Ohio, not to be confused with Lima, Peru. I think it's actually called Lima, Peru over there. More to the point, though, track lore owned by the University of Northwestern Ohio. So very, very cool part about Limaland. It's actually owned and I'm pretty sure maintained all by the University of Northwestern Ohio. Their next event going to be May 22nd when they host the Memorial Cup. Going to be a whole lot of classes racing down there. So make sure you get on down there and take a look. Drivers have begun qualifying. As we get a good look at Shotsy there, Mr. Brandon Schatz. As I apologize, getting a little first week complications out of the way, guys. So I'm sorry to say that, but sound off in the comments section who you are rooting for. We've got Caden Richardson here in the number 16 Super Late model. Although it looks like the number he will be representing on the actual car itself is a number 20. And look at that. I mean, stealth. It's all chrome. You can hardly even see the car when he's into the corners. That's really, really cool to see. He is going to be P5 currently. Right behind him when it comes to placement is going to be Nate Wimhoff in the number 48. Johnny Tucker sitting in P12. He is still out on track. Boasts a very impressive 61.44 I rating. Goodness. Now that is quick for the driver from Djibouti. Now granted, there's a little bit of controversy that goes with that. About a year, maybe a year and a half ago, iRacing actually got done away with the club system. A very, very loved thing by pretty much all the community. They loved that you were labeled by your club. I was personally always a Mid-South guy. That was the club they gave me. But drivers can now represent whatever country they want, and they can change it as often as they want. And as you see, this driver on pole, Chase Copeland, apparently from Monaco, just like Charles Leclerc. However, I know for a fact he is not. But heat race number 1 set to get started, gentlemen. And with that, we get into our starting grid for heat race number 1. It's going to be Chase Copeland on pole with Jeffrey Hyatt. Starting on the outside of him, Braden Carter going to be in P3 with Zachary Martin outside row number 2. Travis Arnold going to be in P5 with Zach Ellis outside of him. That makes up row number 3. Row number 4 is going to consist of Robert Eversole Jr. and Nick Mason. Chris Olsen going to be in P9, and not going to show up on the grid is Mac Nelson. Oh, wait. That's me. Yeah, unfortunately, guys, I did take up a spot, actually, so between me and the race control, it is actually going to be 38 drivers instead of 40 here. But the iRacing official pace truck getting set to take off here for what will be 8 or 10 laps, I apologize, in our heat race. Wow, I am just all sort of jumbled up. Once again, I appreciate you guys for stopping by the stream, supporting your favorite drivers here tonight. Top 3 are going to make it out of all of these heats, and then we'll have some B mains to determine who fills out the field for our main event here tonight. Going to be 80 laps around Limaland tonight. And of course, in typical iRacing fashion, Timing Tower is going to not want to really cooperate with us, but hey, we'll get through it. We will get through it. iRacing official pace truck going to make its way into the safety of the infield. Chase Copeland's going to lead everyone away. Green flag in the air. Heat race number 1, the first ever regulatory race of the Win Cash Wednesday series, the Outpost Racing League WCW. As Jeffrey Hyatt's going to be close in tow to Chase Copeland. Braden Carter right behind him. It's almost going to be 3 wide for P3. However, Braden Carter off of turn 4 got a magnificent run, going to beat Travis Arnold, Zach Ellis, and Zachary Martin all to the punch there. Chase Copeland, Jeffrey Hyatt going to be teammates over at Midwest Sim Sports. So it's going to be very, very important that they work together and get things accomplished. Timing Tower, very, very upset with what we have going on here. Chase Copeland still going to be leading with Jeffrey Hyatt, going to be right behind him in that number 66. Don't count out Travis Arnold, because here he and Zach Ellis, they're both going to come try to take this last transfer spot away from Braden Carter. Chris Olsen is going to be disqualified, maybe not keeping to a normal pace. Robert Eversole Jr. going to be hitting the pit lane, as well as we have a yellow flag out. So we'll have to go see what happened. Ooh. Looks like Robert Eversole Jr. and maybe Chris Olsen maybe got into each other. We're going to have to go back and maybe take another look at that. Kind of hard to see from the jump. You see they're going to make their way around here. This is starting a brand new lap through turns 1 and 2. Everything seems to be all right. Well, yeah. I'm not entirely sure what, not entirely sure what happened there. As get a little bit, oh, and yeah, Chris Olsen's just gonna smack Robert Eversole and then just drive all the way up into him and push them both into the wall. That is not exactly how you want to be doing things there, especially not in your debut heat. But here we go, green flag running again. Chase Copeland is going to be on that top side. He is going to be getting a whole lot of momentum cooked up on that outside. White flag in the air, as I believe Chase Copeland is going to come around to what is the checkered flag now, and oh my goodness. As that is going to be Chase Copeland, Jeffrey Hyatt, and Travis Arnold making it into the feature heat race number 2, coming up very, very shortly. And while the drivers take to the grid, we'll go ahead and get you that grid for heat race number 2. As we have a little bit of a problem there with the grid. We'll see. There we go. This one will work just fine. Brandon Schatz, Mr. Schatzy, going to be on pole with Caden Richardson. Outside row number 1, Aiden Lewis is going to be in P3 with Brandon Jones sitting in P4. Row number 3 is going to consist of TJ Boyd and Zach Tebow. Joshua Wright and Tim Graham are going to make row number 4, while Dylan Jones is going to be sitting in P9. Heat race number 1 definitely did not disappoint, but man, oh man, wait until we see the feature here tonight at Limaland. These guys, we had a practice race last night, and it was incredible the pace these guys were able to get up to, the wheel-to-wheel driving. It's going to make for some really, really fun racing. I can promise you that. And a reminder, if you did not make the race tonight, Well, there's always next week and the week after that. Make sure you join the Discord. You can find that link down in the description below. You can get connected with us. You can get registered for the Win Cash Wednesday races. And you can get in here, man. Next week when we head to Oswego, man, you can maybe win yourself $20. That is what is at stake here tonight for the feature winner, Brandon Schatz. Gonna lead us away for heat race number 2. Remember, guys, 10 laps. We're taking the top 3 only. So if you make it on the podium, you're making it through. Whoa, big collision back there in the back. It's gonna be between Dylan Jones and Zach Tebow. That's gonna be our first yellow flag of heat race number 2. As, yeah, Zach Tebow just not exactly going to be getting the line right. Dylan Jones just trying to progress through the corner like a normal late model would, and unfortunately, that is going to be Zach Tebow, who is gonna have to suffer. He will be in the back as he is actually gonna head into the pit lane. As we get set to do battle once again here inside of heat race number 2. Drivers are bunched up. Brandon Schatz is going to push the button early. Pretty much right at the end of turn number 3, beginning at turn number 4. Caden Richardson with a little bit of a step down onto the drivers behind him. That's going to be Aiden Lewis, Brandon Jones, and Dylan Jones. Brandon Jones is going to be the driver on the hot seat right now, that number 15. I think I said super late model. These are pro late models, ladies and gentlemen. The No Limit Racing series that I call on Mondays is super late models. So in the event that you hear me say super late models tonight, that's a lie. That is a fib. We're racing pro late models here. Brandon Schatz in the number 34. Very, very quick. He was very good in the test session we had last night in the practice race that I hosted. It was a little bit of a pop-up event. Needed to grab some cinematics, some B-roll for some future stuff. And man, Brandon Schatz was quick. Caden Richardson now battling with Brandon Jones. This is going to be for P2. Caden Richardson tempting fate just a little bit as Aiden Lewis tries to go up where the Angels sing. He is going to try to hit a crossover on Caden Richardson. Caden Richardson is all over the track right now trying to get something to stick, and he can't do it, and that's going to be big contact between Caden Richardson and I believe both of the Joneses. Man, oh man. We're gonna have to go back and get another look at that. As that didn't seem to do it, we'll have to take a look at this angle. Let's see. Oh. The number 15 smacking the wall. Oh my goodness. Brandon Jones, I believe. As there was the initial contact there, kind of sent Caden Richardson into a little bit of a frenzy. And then they got bunched up down the back straight. And then all three of them pretty much having the exact same idea. The number 22 of Joshua right there also getting into it. And it was just one heck of a situation now. As Brandon Schatz leads us away, we are still in a heat race, so race control, Cody Lewis doing his best to try to get this expedited. Good on him. As it is going to be Brandon Schatz coming across the line now. As... Oh, okay, well, fair enough. That is going to be... That was on me. I was not in the, I believe we might have hit time on that one, which would make sense. We did have a lot of, we had a lot of trouble there with that one. So I do not doubt if we did meet time restraints there. We'll get into your grid for heat race number 3. As it looks like Taban Keefe is going to be in P1 with Nate Wimhoff in P2, Derek Darnell, Johnny Tucker, Aaron McGee, Willie T, William Thayer, Zach Gold, Ace Wolfgram, and Alex Porter making up your grid for heat race number 3 here. As that is a very, very red Pro Late model. Number 61 there of Taban Keefe. I do believe that's how you say it. I do so dearly apologize if that is not the case. But the pure red Pro Late model is going to pull the button early, and we are down and away for heat race number 3. Watch out for Nate Wimhoff in that number 48. He's very, very quick, as we've seen Monday nights in the No Limit Racing Crown Jewel Tour. He is a very, very competitive racer there, and right now he is locked in. If things were to end now, he is locked up and safe in the feature here tonight. Johnny Tucker in P3. In that what looks like a number 28, or maybe just an 8. As we are under the lights here at Limaland, it does get a little hard to see. They don't have the best sort of lighting fixtures here at Limaland. I mean, as you can see, the track, especially over there on that back straight, pretty dark. As Nate Wimhoff now going to be exchanging places with Johnny Tucker. They're both running slider line on each other, trying to get something to stick. Nate Wimhoff in P3. He is currently the last guy in. As drivers completing lap number 7, working on lap number 8 now. And as Taban Keefe crosses the line, it's going to be 2 sticks down for Barney the Flag Man. As Tobin, Taban, I have no clue. Once again, I so dearly apologize. We're going to call him Keefe. Keefe takes the white flag, and around turn number 3, turn number 4, he is going to win heat race number 3. Johnny Tucker, Nate Wimhoff also getting in. Willie T, Aaron McGee just barely missing out. As now it looks like we're going to have our first consolation of the night. Which means that, well, the math's going to be very, very strange to calculate here because we only had 3 heats. So it should be 7 out of one consi, 8 out of another. However, I'm not sure if we're going to be getting exactly that. As we are getting set for Ponzi number 1 here. As I just got notified from Cody Lewis, race control, it's going to be 6 out of each main here tonight. So very, very thankful for Mr. Cody, who, might I add, is doing this strictly for the love of the game. There is no monetary payment that he is getting, so very, very big shout out to Cody Lewis, our race director, race control here tonight, and hopefully throughout the future. He's doing a fantastic job so far. We are green here for Consi number 1. As we're going to be going 12 laps here instead of just the 10. Braden Carter getting things started here. I apologize. Had to run through a little bit of troubleshooting with Cody there, so I didn't get to address the grid. However, top 6 are going to make it, so as long as you are not in the bottom 3, you are going to be fine here tonight, which it looks to be Zach Tebow, Robert Eversole Jr., and Derek Darnell as of right now. But there is a yellow flag out. As I'm not sure what happened. Derek Darnell seems to be the driver that the event tower believes has crashed. Oh, no. And yeah, that's exactly right. As I'm not entirely sure who that was. Gonna be Robert Eversole Jr. Kinda just straight lines them. So drivers getting set to go back green. We are green, flag running. Braden Carter, Willie T out to a fantastic start, trying to rip that top side. That's what they've built the cars for, so they're trying to get every single bit of momentum out of that cushion that they can. Zach Ellis going to be right behind them. He's going to throw a little bit of a slider line in the way of Willie T. Very nicely done by the alleged Russian driver, William Thayer. Able to navigate that. TJ Boyd, who we see podium a few weeks ago in the No Limit Racing Crown Jewel Tour. He has been on fire as of late. He's looking to keep that hot streak going through into the Win Cash Wednesday series. That's going to be a lot of car down there on the bottom line. Going to be Zach Ellis and Willie T battling it out there. But all this for Braden Carter to push himself out to a 1.5 second lead over these cars that are battling. Zach Tebow currently sits in the final transfer spot. So everybody in front of him is good. Everybody behind him is going home. That would be Robert Eversole Jr., Derek Darnell, and Ace Wolfgram as it stands right now. So across the line, that's exactly what's going to happen here, as I don't believe Derek Darnell can get his way across. Yeah, Braden Carter going to win our first consolation here tonight. Zach Ellis, Willie T, Brandon Jones, TJ Boyd, and Zach Tebow making it out of the consolation. They will be battling for the $20 in the main event. Now drivers are getting set for our second consolation of the night. The grid is as follows. Joshua Wright, part of J-Dub Graphics. They make incredible stuff over there. Go ahead and check them out. He is going to be on pole with Nick Mason on his outside. Aaron McGee, Tim Graham. Tim Graham, part of Valhalla Motorsports. I haven't seen that before. Very cool name. I approve. I approve. He sits in row number 2. Zachary Martin, part of IRW. In P5, Zach Gold in P6, Caden Richardson, who we see again in P7. Once again, we've got an imposter, P8. He will not be on the track. That is me. I will not be there. Neither will Cody, our race control, our lovely steward, head steward for the night. But Alex Porter is out there. He is definitely out there, so in the number 29, he will slot in to what is essentially going to be P8. It's very interesting to see all the names that are coming out here tonight for the special week number 1 inaugural race of the Win Cash Wednesday series. Pace car gonna make its way into the safety of the pit lane. We'll get back up into our spotter booth, our spotter stand, whatever you want to call it. Top 6 are gonna be heading out of here into the main event. We're already getting a lot of beating and banging. That's gonna be the number 25 of Nick Mason, who can't, oh no, he doesn't have a right front tire anymore. He is going to make it into the safety of the infield. He is going to call it quits. That's going to be his night over with. Very, very unlucky for Nick Mason there, but we are going to continue battling. Caden Richardson is currently leading the way, setting the fastest lap there. Aaron McGee, Zachary Martin right behind him. That Gold sitting in P4 as it stands. Tim Graham going to be right behind him in the number 64. Joshua Wright in that number 22, trying his best, but he can't seem to make it work currently. As now him and Alex Porter are just going to be side by side battling. This is for your final transfer spot. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, Alex Porter is battling with Joshua Wright. Is it ethical? I have no idea. I don't really even know what I'm watching. But ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering why I'm so focused on the 2 last guys, this is for the final transfer spot. All the drivers are going to make it into the main event except for one, and it is going to be whoever places behind the other car right here in this battle. So, you know, unfortunate to the drivers who are probably putting on one heck of a show, but hey, Caden Richardson, Aaron McGee, Zach Martin, Zach Gold, Tim Graham, you guys are all locked in. You're fine. Have a rest. Just drive it in smooth and clean, but Joshua Wright has to fend off Alex Porter to make it into our main event for a chance to win $20 here tonight at Limaland. White flag in the air, I believe. Or no, I'm sorry, Caden Richardson taking the white flag right now. So it's going to be one more time around the track, and look at the run Alex Porter's getting. Hang on just a second. Final lap, Alex Porter going to opt to not throw any sliders of any kind. Going to try to get it done around the outside, and it's so close. But Joshua Wright takes it in the end. Alex Porter's night comes to an end. And now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we go to a 5-minute warm-up. We'll be right back. We're going to step away, play some ads, grab yourself a drink, get yourself a snack, whatever you got to do. When we come back, it's the first week of the WCW races here on the OuTPost Racing Network. We'll be right back.
some rain coming through. We expect rain soon. Rain is close. The session has been declared wet. No sign of this rain stopping. Rain is clearing up. Rain should be gone for now. Nothing but sunshine all day.
To defend this contact very nearly. He just to the outside line. He breaks so much later. Masker can't defend. He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on.
Going the long way around. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end?
And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force him off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1.
Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at him.
They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Trish on the bottom. Bouchard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging.
Oh
and to the line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Abramitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
And ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the first week, the inaugural round of the Outpost Racing League Win Cash Wednesdays race. We're here at virtual Lima, Ohio, here at Limaland Motorsports Park. And we've got the drivers of the Outpost Racing League gridded up, ready for their 80-lap feature here tonight. 24 cars who have made the show. They've shown their pace throughout the night. And they are going to be who gets us started. As I'm a little confused with the laps to go that I see here. I hope I did not mistakenly set up this session. No, yeah, we have 80 laps. I'm not sure why on the main event tower. Not sure why it's saying 120. We'll have to kind of investigate that as we move throughout the night, but for right now, we are good and fine. But we'll get started with your grid. Chase Copeland from Reedland, Kentucky. He is going to sit on pole. Brandon Schatz, his teammate from Midwest Sim Sports, going to be right behind him. Tabon Keefe. Jeffrey Hyatt in row number 2. Aiden Lewis, Johnny Tucker, Travis Arnold, Dylan Jones, Nate Wimhoff, and Braden Carter round out your top 10 as we have a very beautiful 4-wide salute going on. It's only right, the inaugural week of Win Cash Wednesdays, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get a 4-wide salute going in there. What a beautiful sight. Caden Richardson, Zach Ellis going to make up row number 6. Aaron McGee, Willie T, Zach Martin, Brandon Jones, Zach Gold, T.J. Boyd, Tim Graham, Zach Tebow, Josh Wright, Derek Darnell, Alex Porter, and Robert Eversole are going to be the 24 drivers who you see here tonight working the magic behind the wheel. As I believe because we had the little situation with the 4-wide salute, I believe we had to maybe delay green, maybe throw a fake green so that we could get another yellow in there to extend it. So now everything seems to be running fine. Chase Copeland gonna get us started here. Green flag in the air. Round number 1 of the Win Cash Wednesday races. And look at them go. There is no point structure they have to worry about. There is no championship drama. It's nothing but racing. Elbows out. You gotta win it to get the money, as we already have ourselves a yellow flag, and it looks like it might be T.J. Boyd who was the unlucky one there. And I thought maybe it'd be on that back stretch there, but oh no, it's going to come in the form of turn number 3. Turn 3 turmoil, as he is just going to get straight turned. And oh my goodness. So that is going to be our first caution of the night. We're only just a few laps in. As I'm still trying to figure out what exactly is going on with our laps to go counter there. And the pace truck looks to be Now, coming out of turn number 3, Chase Copeland is going to get on the loud pedal. It's going to be our second start of the night here at Limaland. And man, that is some very rapid pace that we're seeing out of Chase Copeland. I mean, this is something we normally see in the No Limit Racing Crown Jewel Tour, where we have to call that show on our Monday nights. Very, very fantastic show. We'll go yellow again, but Chase Copeland, he has this sort of knack for being fast early. And when he's really fast early, it seems to catch up to him in the latter half of the race. We'll see if that's how it works out here tonight. It looks like Aaron McGee and Dylan Jones have had a moment along with Kaysen Richardson. We'll see if we can see exactly what happened. Here's Aaron McGee in the number 8. Going to be a little bit of connectivity issues, and oh no, something that happened a little up the track is actually going to be what catches him. So we'll have a look here. Here's Caden Richardson coming around the outside. Turn number 2, and yeah, oh my goodness. That is not the ideal scenario for him. That is for sure, as he is going to be on his lid. That is going to be a tow. And he is going to have to think about things a little differently as we head through the night. I want to give a big shout out to everybody in chat, everybody watching here tonight. Hope you've had an amazing time. Hope it's been an amazing show. I know it is the inaugural show. Things are a little slow in a little places. I had to check some things during the show, so I do apologize for the lapse in enthusiasm there, as I'm just shuffling all my words. Here comes Johnny Tucker, though. Here's Johnny coming around the bottom side in what is also a number 8. With no point structure, no official registration, a lot of drivers are going to be matching numbers. That's going to be something you just have to get used to. Here at the Outpost Racing League, that's what makes this such a cool thing. You just show up on Wednesdays. If you want to race for money, there you go. There you have it. Just have yourself a chance. Brandon Jones, who battled all heat long, all constellation long, if I'm not mistaken. He is once again in a big battle, this time with Willie T and Zach Gold. William Thayer, not sure if he's still running Willie T Performance, but if he is, then big shout out to them. They were one of the big sponsors for the Dirt Revival Tour, if you guys remember that. Fantastic series, ran by some fantastic guys. I had the honor of calling that series as well. But back towards the front, Chase Copeland is having a hard time shaking off Mr. Keefe, who in the league, he reps number 2. His car says number 61. However, a Canadian representing number 2, he must be a Shea Gilgeous-Alexander fan. Game 2, Oklahoma City Thunder versus the San Antonio Spurs going on right now, I believe. San Antonio with a 1-0 lead in the series after a very dominant opening performance from Victor Wembanyama. As Chase Copeland showing a little bit of that dominance, but just as the yellow flag flies, that's when Tavon Keefe had the opportunity to try to take that lead from Chase Copeland. So very, very lucky if you're Chase Copeland. Very unlucky if you're the side of Mr. Keefe there. Here's Joshua Wright with J-Dub's graphics. Here he comes around the top, and he is going to get chopped at his left rear quarter panel. As that's very, very unlucky if you're on the side of him. I've been battling a lot of internet service provider issues over the past few weeks, so I hope the stream is alright. I hope it's coming through in a crystal clear feed. We're gonna try to get those evil people over at Mediacom to stop throttling and capping my upload. If that is the case, and I don't have absurd amounts of packet loss, then every broadcast from here on out will be a lot higher bitrate than this one. We're only running about 8,000 bitrate here on 1080p 60 FPS. But we have the capabilities, if the internet will coincide with me, we have the ability to go 4K 25,000 bitrate streaming. Hopefully one day we can put that to good use. As Chase Copeland is going to get us out and away again, as yeah, don't pay attention to that laps to go there, as it's just wrong. I'll be completely honest with you, it is just wrong. But I cannot for the life of me figure out why. So with that being said, Chase Copeland's still going to be battling with Taban Keefe. There is Brandon Schatz, who is trying to stick his nose up under the number 61. He is going to try to force the issue there, maybe make his way around. Like I said, Brandon Schatz, Mr. Schatzy, very, very familiar with Chase Copeland's driving style. They are both very, very involved over there in Midwest Sim Sports. And if the lore serves me correctly, I believe Schatzy was actually the one that came up with the best setup yesterday. And man, you can see it. Look at him go. Brandon Schatz is absolutely ruling the bottom side of this racetrack. Nothing is getting around him unless it's on the high side. And that's what you see from Brandon Schatz there a lot. He loves controlling and patrolling that bottom line. He loves running it until you can't do it anymore, and then he'll make his way up to the top and start pushing that momentum around the cushion. So the front three are having their own battle, but then the next three are having a completely separate battle. That's going to be Jeffrey Hyatt, Johnny Tucker, and Aiden Lewis. Travis Arnold is also there looking to get involved in whatever way he sees fit. Drivers working on lap 26 now, as they are going to continue to force that pressure, try to make things work in the best way possible. And yes, I have figured it out, ladies and gentlemen. I am an idiot. There we go. Your laps to go is now fixed. You can look up at the timing tower, top left. You'll be able to figure everything out. 54 laps to go. Taban Keefe has passed Chase Copeland for the lead. He is absolutely rolling that number 61, and fair play to him, because moving up top and controlling the tempo this early on is not something you normally see. Normally, the standard progression of a dirt race goes, you beat the inside until it cannot be raced on anymore, and then you start pushing it up top and trying to really set the tone and set the pace with that momentum that you carry around the top. But Chase Copeland, like I said, he started off strong, and now he seems to be falling into a little bit of a lull period now. Brandon Jones back in P12 is currently going to war with a ton of drivers. Going to be Zach Gold, Willie T, Derek Darnell. They're all right there, trying to jockey for every position possible. And if we look at Zach Gold here, in the number 9, he has kind of nestled his way into the middle of the track. He's not really running it low, but he's definitely not running it high. And you typically never really see this work out. And to be fair, he is in 13th, so in a sense, I guess it isn't working. But for him and his relative positioning, he is way faster than the cars around him currently. And he is only getting faster each lap as now he starts to slide that Pro late model up into the cushion of the track. Drivers are starting to realize that that is where the race has gone, as you don't really see anybody else ripping the bottom. Here is our resident bottom feeder, Brandon Schatz. You can see him. He is running the cushion up there, trying his hardest to keep the Pro out of the wall there. There was a little bit of controversy around wall tapping in a couple of series, couple of leagues on the iRacing official service. And it's really got the dirt community in a bit of a chokehold, it seems. Drivers can't decide if, you know, you exploit the game to be the fastest, and if it's in the game, it's in the game. You have that community, but you also have the community of, well, you're not doing it in real life, so why would you do it here? But then there's the conversation about, well, at some tracks in real life, you can get away with doing that. And then it just becomes a whole bunch of jumbled mess. As Tavon Keefe is our current race leader, trying to make his way through the start of back marker traffic now. I believe that might have been TJ Boyd who just got past there. Yeah, it was indeed Mr. TJ Boyd. Tavon Keefe, or Tavon Sheath Keefe, as he has it in the iRacing SDK. Doing very, very good here. He was 200th slower than Chase Copeland that time around. Chase Copeland about a half a tenth faster on that lap. So maybe the pace inside of that number 110 Pro Late model is starting to come back. He might be starting to maybe get his second wind, if you might say. Meanwhile, Zach Ellis and Brandon Schatz back here battling for P4. Oh, Zach Ellis is going to pretty much force his way in front of Brandon Schatz there. Kind of came across the nose of Schatzy. As that's going to be a tough one. Johnny Tucker in the number 21, as it states in the league, but his car is going to be number 8. So like I said, it's going to be a little confusing there, but no sense in having, you know, registered numbers because drivers might not pop in every week. We might have a completely new 40 out here next week. You never know, but you can't race for money if you don't get in the Discord. Link is down below. Get in the Discord, then apply to the league on iRacing, League ID 5532. You can get in there, participate in the Win Cash Wednesday races. We have our 4th caution of the night, and it looks like Derek Darnell might be the culprit on this one. Ooh, as he is going to get smacked into the wall by what I believe was Caden Richardson. I do not know that to be factual, but Derek Darnell, man, what an unlucky run for him. So that is going to reset things here for our, what is hopefully the final stretch of the race. As I was just beginning to really dissect what was happening, these drivers were getting comfortable. They got sat in their groove. Now they're going to have to rekindle those old flames from last restart. Maybe try to get around people they've already had to get around once. Or on the first side of that, on the, other side, they might have to defend against drivers again. Imagine defending against a driver for 20 laps. You finally got some lead on him. You got gapped out in front of him. And then the yellow flag comes out. You've got to do it all over again. As I make sure I am hydrated, you guys should too if you're watching at home. Drivers are going to be bunched back up. We're set to get going again here at Limaland. It's been one heck of a show so far, and Mr. Chief Keef is going to lead us up and away once again, but through goes Copeland. It was a bad turn one entry from our current leader. Chase Copeland took every single opportunity, and he now sits at the top of the helm again. Brandon Schatz, his Midwest teammate, going to be right behind him. So now Brandon Schatz in the number 34 has a sea and quite literally an ocean of drivers behind him who are vying for a spot in the front. $20 to win for whoever wins this race. If you get second, it's nothing. So you've got to win if you want to get paid. That is exactly what the 110 of Chase Copeland is trying to do here. Devon Keefe not having the best of starts into our latest green flag run. I mean, it all started on that opening lap. Could not get his car set into the corner, could not get it to turn, and he is just on a struggle bus right now. Johnny Tucker going to be right behind them. Jeffrey Hyatt, Aiden Lewis in a battle with him. It's going to be pretty much 3 wide coming past the start-finish line. This is for P4. And don't sleep on Willie T. Look at him up 3 spots. Robert Eversole, who started dead last on the grid, has made his way up to P12. He is going to be battling, and oh, look at that, the 63 of Willie T getting into it with a couple drivers there. It is an absolute war zone towards the middle of this grid. There's Braden Carter, who won a consolation, I believe, here tonight, as I do indeed have peanut brains, so I very well could just be spewing some BS here. But I believe Braden Carter did end up winning one of the consolations here to get himself into the main event. 4 wide for P14. Yeehaw, gentlemen. Let's go riding. As these guys do not care at all. That's the pro side of the no-point structure. If you're not in the lead, who cares? Get your elbows out. I mean, obviously, we're going to have clean racing here. We can't be doing any dirty stuff. People will be getting kicked left and right, I assure you that. I made sure race director Cody Lewis knew that I was not playing any games here. Look at the 214 of Zachary Martin, though. He is flying up 5 spots. He's going to thread the needle between the 8 and the 18. Look at this kid go. Zach Martin, although barely inside of the top 10, he is putting on one heck of a show to the point where I don't want to stop watching it. But hey, 15 laps to go. We got to start focusing on the front here. Chase Copeland with a 1.3 second lead from Brandon Schatz in the number 34, and then back from him, it's going to be another 1.5 seconds before we get to Devon Keefe. Johnny Tucker is going to be in P4 with Jeffrey Hyatt in the number 66, rounding out the top 5. Jeffrey Hyatt down on the inside. He is going to try to make something stick there, and stick it might, as it's going to be very close between him and Johnny Tucker. But unfortunately for Hyatt and Tucker and Lewis even, all this battling means Devon Keefe has open air. He just has the opportunity to run out ahead of these guys. And even more to the point, that gives our 2 top guys, Brandon Schatz and race leader Chase Copeland, that gives them even more opportunity to lock this sort of lead up. Back in the back, Aaron McGee, or I shouldn't say the back, we're actually only halfway down the grid. This is actually going to be 4P9, Nate Wimhoff, feeding it around the bottom. He doesn't want any part in the three-horse war going on between Aaron McGee, Zach Martin, and Braden Carter. Zach Martin, who we just saw a few laps ago, was absolutely tearing it up, and that's going to be a yellow flag out again. Oh, with 7 laps to go. And it's going to be Caden Richardson who is credited with that, at least on the event tower. As... yeah, that is something you don't really want to do. If you're gonna stop, pull it into the pits, ladies and gentlemen. We just got racing. We just got our race stopped because of that. I don't think I put it in the info sheet or in the rule book, so that's on me. I'll have to add that for sure. But for anybody who's interested in running these races from now on, just to let you know, you can go ahead and count it right now. Hey, I'm the head guy here. What I say goes. And from next week on, if you do that, you're getting kicked. If you want to be done, you pull it into the infield and then be done. You don't stop on the racing surface. So we'll have to hammer that home. It is going to be under 10 to go, so I believe we'll have a single file restart. That does seem to be what the drivers are doing here. As the iRacing official pace truck is going to pull in as soon as I decide to take a drink of water. That is not very good timing. Chase Copeland gets us up and away. 6 laps to go. I had to take a drink of my beverage very, very quick there. As we still have a lot of cars running, to be fair. We've got 19 of our 24 still out on track, still on the lead lap as well. But now Chase Copeland makes it 4 laps to go here at Limaland. Brandon Schatz is right there battling with him, though. He's trying to get it done on the inside of the track. Meanwhile, Chase Copeland still wanting to stick to that top side, almost not quite the cushion, but he's getting up there. 2 sticks in the air for flag, or for Barney the Flagman, I should say. Mixing my words all up, Chase Copeland comes across the line. White flag, I believe we are official. As there wasn't really an answer all night for him. But the 110 driver from Farlam, Reedland, whatever you want to call it, is our inaugural Win Cash Wednesday winner. It goes to the 110 Pro Late model representing Midwest Sim Sports. And you know what, I'll say it, he's a good friend. He represents the OuTPost Racing League too, and the network, and me for that matter. You know what, it's Chase Copeland, man. Fantastic work. Well, now I just feel dumb because I'm giving one of my homies $20, but hey, that's the rules. He won the Win Cash Wednesday race. Brandon Schatz, incredible effort. He brings it home in P2, and Jeffrey Hyatt bringing it home P3 for an all-Midwest podium. Wow, what a fantastic run from all 3 of those guys. As that was a show to watch. Fantastic work from all the drivers there. We'll have driver interviews here in just a moment when everybody gets moved into the waiting room. Thank you to all the drivers who came out and raced. Thank you to everybody who's tuned into the stream. Hope you guys did enjoy it. And it looks like, unfortunately, we're not quite able to get Jeffrey Hyde. Ah, there we go. Fantastic. Coming into the booth for the first interview is going to be our P3 finisher, Jeffrey Hyatt. And Jeff, man, you said it on Monday. You said you'll be seeing me on Wednesday, and here you are, man.
I thought I was going to have something for him at the end there. I saved just about the whole race, kind of putting the bottom in the middle. And I was hoping for a caution there. Like once I got to third, I thought I had that one guy cleared, but I didn't. So I started P4. But chasing shots, so they were really good. So I don't know if I would have had anything for them, but I was sure hoping to try though.
Yeah. I mean, you did a fantastic job here tonight. There's no doubt about that. But I mean, Shotzi and Chase were absolutely rapid in the practice race last night. And I think, honestly, that might have been the biggest contributor to what gave them speed here tonight. Is Limaland somewhere you like to race at? Or is it just kind of, you don't really enjoy
I
it?
like it. No, I like it here in the supers. I'm not a big pro guy. Because you have to keep the momentum up and everything, and I don't know. I'm just one of those guys that like to like save tires and easy on the throttle. So I'm always trying to drive it like a super, and it really hurts me. Um, but the first practice laps I got here on the setups was tonight, so I think they kind of had an advantage on me for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. But I mean, you still came through in P3, the bronze step on the rostrum. Now, there's a couple drivers, or a lot of drivers, who actually were in this grid tonight that I hadn't had, the privilege of calling, whether it be the DRT or in the No Limit Racing Crown Jewel Tour. So, is there any driver that we didn't see in either of those events that kind of stuck out to you as, a good racer? Someone who you might race a lot, but doesn't really get the credit they might deserve?
No, honestly, I don't really race with Johnny a lot. He's pretty fast. Which that Tobin guy, he's pretty quick. I've seen him a couple of times. He is a little careless at times, I will admit that, but he is fast. But no, really, anybody else really just didn't stick out. I'd say there's probably more weapons than anything, especially back there in the back.
Well, hey, fair enough, man. Fair enough. But before we let you get out of here and celebrate your P3 tonight, is there anybody you want to thank or shout out?
Yeah, all the guys, Midwest, like usual. Really appreciate you doing this. Something cool for Wednesdays. So I look forward to doing this every Wednesday. Majula Say Speed Shop. And yes, that's about it.
Well, it was a pleasure talking to you, Jeff, and hopefully we see you here soon, whether it be in the No Limit Racing Crown Jewel Tour or back in a WCW race. Thanks for coming out.
Yep, I'm calling it. I'll be seeing you Monday.
Nice. All right. I like to see it. I like to hear it too. That's Jeffrey Hyatt in the number 6. He finishes P3 here tonight. Now on to P2, none other than Shotzi himself, Brandon Schatz. How you living, man?
Hey, man, doing good. Pretty happy with the finish there. So, living on the high life right now.
Yeah, you guys were really quick last night in the practice race, but also here tonight in the real thing. Do you credit that practice race last night as kind of the main contributing factor to why you guys were able to string it together so well here tonight?
Yeah, I mean, practice definitely pays off. Our whole team is really built around getting laps in ahead of time and, getting that extra work in to make sure that we're ready to go come race time. You can kind of tell there was quite a few people who just thought they could show up and race tonight, and we're hoping to raise that competition level. So, that practice race absolutely helped us out. we really let us test out a couple things and find what works best. And we hit on something pretty good as a team last night, and I felt it kind of showed today, honestly.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you guys swept the podium 3-4-3. Now, I hate to ask because this isn't a points-based league. There's no structure, no long-term storytelling with the points or a championship chase or anything. But if you do plan on running next week, we head to Oswego. Is that a place that you like or hate?
Yeah, I think a lot of the guys on Midwest will say that I'm pretty damn good at the bottom and, finding different lines down there. So we've got pretty good equipment there. So we'll definitely be competitive for sure. But yeah, I'm just hoping we can have a nice clean finish and hopefully get some money at the end of the day. But, we'll have a good time there for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, at the end of the day, it's all about the money. It's Win Cash Wednesdays, man. I mean, there's nothing else to worry about in the world. But you were one spot away from getting it done here tonight. Do you have anybody to thank or shout out for the performance here tonight?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, all the guys at Midwest, it's not just me here. A lot of these guys come out and test, and whether they know it or not, but these guys have put in that effort, and they give me a lot of feedback, and it makes me make my decisions a lot quicker when it comes to making sets. So I wouldn't be able to do without Midwest and, of course, CFM. I mean, the baselines they gave us are literally the best in the sim right now, and I think it kind of shows throughout the finishing position. So get one or chase one, I guess. But obviously, you guys putting it on and giving us practice races and giving us opportunities to race and be a part of something bigger. So we appreciate you guys putting it on.
Yes, sir. Well, appreciate having you guys. Midwest came through deep here tonight. Appreciate you guys for showing up, showing out, putting on one heck of a show. Go ahead and celebrate that P2, Mr. Brandon Schatz in the number 34.
Thank you, guys.
And now we switch gears to our inaugural race winner. Woohoo. Give it up for Chase Copeland.
I can hear all the fans in the background, Mac. Hey, that was fun. That was a blast.
Yeah, I mean, nah, seriously, you were fast tonight. I asked the other two guys, Mr. Hyatt, Mr. Schatz, on if they think the practice race last night was the main contributing factor to the speed that they had here tonight, and I'll ask it to you too. Is that what you think?
Oh, 110% for me. We did the practice race not last night, and I was trying some stuff on a weird set, and I was fairly close on air to what Shots was running, but the way he had everything set up on his was just 100 times better. And he smoked me in the practice race. I had nothing for him, and he was absolutely ripping. So when we got on this afternoon, I definitely snagged that set that he built last night, and I give him all credit to making the car fast tonight because I didn't tweak on anything. I just ran it how he ran it last night. So yeah, like he said in his interview, our team's built around just practice, just putting laps in. I mean, that's one of the things that I know 100% gets me better at the end of the day is just getting laps in at a place. And I know myself, I had probably 150 laps in at Lima, and I plan on probably doing more for Oswego because I'm not as comfortable there as what I am at Lima. But yeah, that's definitely what it takes to run up front, to go out and qualify pole and win the heat, and then win the inaugural OuTPRL Win Cash Wednesday feature tonight. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, that's a lot of letters. It's a lot of letters, but yeah, man, Win Cash Wednesday, WCW, whatever you want to call it. You are the inaugural winner here, and yeah, is there anybody you want to shout out or thank for the performance here tonight?
Absolutely. All the guys over at Majula C Speed Shop, we build everything off of their stuff. And, if just running their baseline stuff a lot of the times as well. Definitely got some fast stuff over there. Those guys, give you the knowledge to be able to tune on their sets, and they don't just sell a product. They sell kind of a whole experience when it comes to sim racing. So huge shout out to those guys in CFM, all the homies over at Midwest Sim Sports for putting in the laps and giving feedback to get these sets fast to where they're able to win these races like this. Aces and Eights for the sick new wrap. Big shout out to you for putting on these races. Anytime I see something new for the sim community come up, I try to get behind it, and it was an honor to kind of help get this thing going and get the people in the Discord. So shout out to everybody that came out tonight, and I'm hoping to see more people join the league and get in on this deal, because I know that, just us brainstorming and you've been talking, you've got some big ideas for this, just outside of the dirt world as well. So it'd be cool to see what this becomes, and it's cool to put my name in the record books for the first one.
Yeah, inaugural winner. Yeah, you're right. It is in the history books. Chase Copeland, the peanut brain bald man from Kentucky, getting it done in the number 1 in the number 110 pro late model. Nah, I'm just kidding, man. But congrats, Chase, and I'm sure I'll be seeing you here in just a minute.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you guys. Take your Benadryl tonight, kids. I'll see everybody next week.
That was your race winner, Chase Copeland. Literally lifetime friend. Chase Copeland, me and him grew up together. We live almost in the same place. So, yeah, it's cool to see him win. Thank you guys so much for coming out. It was an absolute joy to call the race here tonight. It was an absolute joy to see you fast people. You guys are quick, man. You guys are very, very good at what you do here in these pro late models. Remember, get in the Discord. You can find the link down below if you want to get involved. Get yourself up on the big screen. Be a part of something new in the dirt community. Our race control tonight, Cody Lewis, big shout out to him. I'm sure he was fantastic. So thank you so very much to Cody Lewis for coming out, being our race control, our main steward here tonight. My name Mac Nelson. I was pushing all the buttons, making all the calls, or calling all the calls, I should say. Next week, we head to Oswego, but voting for the cars that they will be driving starts tomorrow morning. So get into the Discord, get applied to the league, iRacing League ID 5532. If you'd like to sponsor or know anybody who has a company that would like to sponsor one of these races, it's only $20. You're literally just covering the winning fee. That is it. If you want to get your company the main show, if you want to give it title rights, if you want to sponsor anything, man, we can get you hooked up. We can get you some love sent your way as well. That is going to do it, guys. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. We'll see you in the next one.